Good morning.
These pieces of earth that move are not just, a mile or two long.
That's right.
They move for 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Well, the Pacific Rim Fire. It's called that for a reason. Pretty soon. Somebody's gonna.
I'm working to get rid of all my gorse up there. For fire hydrants.
I golfed at your course yesterday.
Hmm?
I was at Bend and Dunes yesterday.
Windy. I've got on May 2nd, I've got the time figured out. I think 5 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. Gonna do an open house and have a couple of candidates for Bandon School Board.
Okay.
Just a meet and greet type of thing,
Excellent.
non-political.
Good. That's the only thing that isn't then.
Yeah. Well, and it's almost not.
You good to go, Melissa?
No. Let her think. She'll let you know.
Yes, we are ready to go. You can go ahead and call the meeting to
Okay.
order.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Coos County Area Transit District CCATD board meeting on this beautiful April 14th meeting. Okay, could we do call for our board of directors first?
Director Vesey,
Present.
Director Nelson,
Present.
Director Johnson, Tara, can you hear us? She might be
There's
having some audio problems. I do see her online.
Yeah, I see her as well.
I'm here. I just for whatever reason it was staticky at first or not. Yeah, I didn't have good. Anyway, I'm here.
Yay,
Thanks.
welcome. Director Dovenspike.
Present.
Director Clausen.
Present.
Director Thompson.
Present.
And Director Mason Long.
Pretty good percentage. Nice. Yeah.
And then did you want me to proceed?
Yeah,
with
can you do the advisory committee also, please? Thank you.
So we have Lauren Morris is absent. Mike Merchant.
Here.
Michael Babcock.
Mike's here.
Hi, good morning. And Michelle McIntyre. And then we have Jennifer Boardman with ODOT and Jane Stebbins Council and myself.
The TV guy.
And then Carrie Moose from the community. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Okay. Citizens' comments on agenda items limit to 3 minutes. Any citizens' comments? I see no hands. Do we know who the 103 that I won't finish it in case I'm not supposed to. Do you see that one, Melissa?
Yeah. Can the individual who just joined identify themselves?
Yeah, this is Peter Alschul.
Thank you, Peter.
No problem.
Peter.
Peter, what was your name again, sir?
Peter Alschul.
Okay, Peter Ochoa. Thank you.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Any
And Shelley is coming on as well.
Kelly Mason Long's there. I see her. Not literally, but welcome, Shelley. Okay, we have a consent agenda presented to us. Minutes, financials, ridership, traveling, training. Could I get a motion to accept?
I
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's got a motion and second. Okay, question, I was looking at that and we did a change earlier in the year. I looked at the gold line and I said to myself, how come we have no one on the gold line? Because this is obviously the ridership. It's on page, that one there. The reason why we don't have current, it's on demand. So that's why I went from 10 to 0. It's an on demand versus, wait to get picked up. So that explains, if you're wondering why we have no riders on the ship, that's why. Do we have any other questions on those minutes? Go ahead.
I'll make a comment. The travel training this month was really nice. I know David isn't here to speak to it, but it was a really good read through. Very inspiring, very helpful.
Yes.
And
Thanks, Harper, and thank you, David.
David has moved to Texas.
What? Sorry. We swept him in the baseball series. It's okay. Just kidding. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Carries. Onward. Old business. Melissa, you want to tackle that? Or do you want me to just jump into it?
Jane can probably speak to the accounting HR services contract.
Excellent.
That one is hopefully going to get taken care of this coming month. We just had some trouble getting the committee and me all scheduled in the same place at the same time.
I heard it's a Thursday meeting this week.
Oh, cool. So there we go. Anyway, we're going to get that taken care of. We're on
Yes, correct, right?
We're on
Right,
it.
Sharon?
We're on it. Yeah.
We're on
Might
it.
be a minute late, but I'll be there.
Oh.
I promise.
You're good. Okay, or what about ordinance 2-205 governing conduct transit exclusion?
This is the second time that it is coming to the board. We did a first reading last month. And so we do not have a quorum of the advisory committee. But if the advisory committee would like to make any comments before the board of directors takes any action.
I have no comment. Other advisory committee members?
And Michael shook his head no. So Doug?
I should verbally say it to be inclusive. No, I have no comment. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. So I'm gonna presume with no comment, we're gonna have need a motion to recommend the adoption of 2-2025 governing conduct on district property transit exclusion be adopted. Is that correct? Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second. This is Tara.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tara. Any discussion or question on this? Okay, all those in favor of the adoption, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain. I'd like to welcome Simon Alonso to our meeting. Thank you for putting in the time. Busy man, very busy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the second and then did that. Title 6 plan, housekeeping. Melissa, do you want to adjust or talk about that?
Sure. So at the last month, the board adopted the Title VI plan, and then we had a monitoring by RLS, and they had some additional recommendations for us to incorporate. And so this is a revised document and ready for the advisory committee to make any comments and then the board to consider adoption.
Mike Marchand, you're the man. Do you have any comments for us, Mike?
No, this is just a point of clarification, Melissa. So without a quorum, we can make comment, but we can't make the recommendation.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay, so this is the revised. This is the revised Title VI. We had the consultant come in, updated some language. I don't have any concerns. I appreciate the updates.
Michael?
No additional comments.
Excellent. Can we get a recommendation in from board?
I'll move to adopt resolution 2025-2A approving the amended Title VI program plan, which includes the limited English proficiency plan and the recommended changes by the RLS for compliance purposes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And we got a second. Any questions or comments, board members? All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye. Oppose? Abstain?
Doug,
Passes.
I think that we might need to go back and read the at least by
By title
title
only?
only. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
I thought by Harper reading the exact
No, not-
motion,
Not this one, the previous one.
Yeah, we jumped. I was just asking Melissa.
by
about that.
title only on the previous one that I'll take
We
full
jumped.
responsibility.
You've got to make two motions. On when you're working on an ordinance, you've got to move to have the ordinance read by title only, and then you read the title of the ordinance, and then everyone votes whether or not to accept it, and then you actually vote on whether or not to pass the ordinance.
Okay, so we have to go back to ordinance 2-2025 governing conduct on district property. That one?
that's good.
It's okay. Could we get a motion to read it by title only then, and then we'll do it again?
Yeah.
Correct?
I move to read by title only.
We have a title only reader. Could we get a second?
Second.
Sarah, thank you for a second. Any questions on reading by title only? All in favor of reading by title only, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Okay, we read it by title only, now we need to pass it by
You need
title
to
not
You
only.
need to read it.
Read
You
it.
gotta read
Yeah.
the
Read
title
it, we will.
officially.
Can we get a motion to adopt?
Doug, you
Yeah.
gotta read it by title only now because they told you to.
Well, we have to get a motion to read it by, no?
Nope, you just passed that one. So now read it out loud.
Board of move to adopt ordinance 2-2025 governing conduct on district property transit exclusion.
That was the official reading by title only. Now everybody can vote. Well, you need a motion to accept it.
That's what I was trying to, yeah.
Okay, we just need you to read it out loud first in the right place. Carry on.
Okay, can I get a motion to read the motion by title? Move to adopt ordinance 2-2025 governing conduct on district property transit exclusion.
I so move.
Got a
I
move.
second.
We have a second.
This is Tara, I second.
Thank you. Any questions on this one that we've been moving on? And seconding and titling? Excellent. All those in favor to move to adopt ordinance 2-2025 governing conduct on the district property transit exclusion. Say aye.
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 Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. I swear we did that, but it's okay. We're moving on. Okay. That's true. Okay.
So what are we on? So we like.
Are we on new business?
New business.
New business. We love new business. Okay. Melissa, do you want to talk about new business in case someone in the room is our new business?
Certainly. We are discussing resolution 2025-3, appointment to the Budget Committee. We received an application from Simon Alonso. The application is on file. And as a reminder, the Budget Committee is to give the public ample opportunity to participate in the budgeting process per local budget law. The Budget Committee considers the budget proposed by the budget officer and comments made by the public and suggests changes to align the board's goals with the projected revenues if needed. When the Budget Committee is satisfied, it approves the budget. Again, today, the Board of Directors is considering Simon Alonso's application for appointment to the Budget Committee, Resolution 2025-3.
Okay. Do I have a motion out there for resolution 2025-3 to appoint Simon Alonso to the Budget Committee?
Can I ask for a brief background?
I was gonna do that after we did the first and the second, and then I was gonna question them.
Good.
Robert's rules.
I'll move to approve resolution 2025-3, appointing Simon Alonso to the Budget Committee.
This is Dovin Spike. I second.
Actually, we gotta move in a second. We got a question. Simon, I have known you your whole life. You're an honorable young man, and he's a very good business person, and he works hard. And now you can tell these fine young people a little bit about yourself, because Mike Clausen is the man who loves questioning people. Go ahead, just a brief.
I just want to know you,
What's
that's
your
all.
interest in it?
So I'm Simon. I am the operations manager over at Pony Village in North Bend. I own a company outside of there called Primal Investments. We actually are one of our companies serves senior meals for Coos and Douglas counties right here through Quebec. So I serve on several other local nonprofit boards, and the CCAT position that came open sparked my interest because as Pony Village is kind of like a central hub for a lot of people in the community, and I've actually, and I've had conversations with Mets in the past about, how to get a stop there, and she pointed me to the VA stop, which I've come to see that a lot of our clients use. So just being a pillar of Pony Village, I felt that it was a good thing for me to join.
I think it'd be good for the community.
Yeah.
Join. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he used to be a really good swimmer at the Coquille Pool when he was young too. That's all I know him, because of the fun bus.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for this fine young man? All those in favor of appointing resolution 2025-3 to appoint Simon Alonso to the Budget Committee, say aye.
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 Oppose? Abstain? Welcome, Simon.
Yes.
You're on the Budget Committee.
Thank you.
Excellent. Melissa, you want to talk about a vehicle procurement? I don't use that word in my life.
Certainly. So we received a grant, and that was in the amount of $251,808 for the project. And that grant we wrote and submitted to ODOT was to replace Bus 101 and backfill the Gillum County vehicle that was on loan to us for 6 years. So on February 27th, we sent out an RFQ to all the vendors on the state price agreement, asking for 2 vehicles and seating for up to 16 passengers and 2 wheelchair stations. The due date was March 16, and then it was extended to April 4th. We received 4 responses, 3 companies. 1 company submitted 2 responses. As you look at the bid analysis and the best value comparison form, you'll see that 2 of the companies didn't really provide complete packets. And so the staff are recommending that we move forward with Northwest bus sales and 2 Category D buses, the HLE model.
Do we have a motion on the floor to accept this proposed idea, and then we can talk about it after we've got a motion in a second?
I move to accept the bid as recommended by the committee.
Thank you,
Second.
Tara. Thank you, Harper. Melissa, we've done a lot of purchasing with Northwest Bus Sales before, correct?
We have not.
That's where I got my fun bus. It's through Northwest Bus Sales a long time
Way
ago.
back. Mhm.
So they were pretty good. And they were very fair. So any other questions from Melissa on her recommendation? Well, it's been we got a motion on the floor to award to Northwest Bus Sales for 2 Category D buses. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Excellent. Bus on. Let's go. Audit firm contractual renewal. What do we got, Melissa?
So staff is recommending that we renew the contract with CLA. The scope of work is attached, and we are presenting it to the board for action.
Excellent. Do we get a motion on the floor to accept the recommendation?
So moved.
And do we have a second?
I say,
Thank you. Any questions for Melissa about the recommendation to do the audit firm contract renewal? Okay, all those in favor to renew the CLA contract to perform the annual audit and financial statements for the period end June 30, 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? We have a motion and a carry. There we go. General manager report. Go ahead, Melissa.
Thank you, Doug. So unfortunately, the district has experienced check fraud. And so I'd like to give you a little bit of background. Back on November 8th, we issued a check to Passio in the amount of $19,622.25. And we dropped it directly into the U.S. postal box, fulfilling our obligation for a pending invoice. On November 21st, around that time, the check image was either copied or altered or both, and was fraudulently deposited. On April 3rd, then Passio reached out to us regarding an aging invoice associated with that original check. Upon further investigation, it was realized that a crime had indeed been committed. And so we immediately reached out to our bank, Umpqua Bank, to prevent any further unauthorized transactions. So they have locked down our checking account. And we are in the process of setting up a fraud prevention service called Positive Pay with Umpqua Bank. This service will involve our staff. Then whenever we run a check run, we will upload a list of checks that we're issuing. Then through AI, as checks are presented for deposit, they are matched. In the event there's any discrepancy, then it will then queue an email to be initiated to the admin office to review and either approve or disapprove that transaction. And this will then bolster our defense against any fraud and protect the integrity of our financial systems. I did reach out to SDAO, our insurance provider, and at this time, they have filed an event. They haven't filed a claim against our crime policy at this time, because we want to see if Umpqua or the other bank that actually deposited the fraudulent check, JP Morgan, will cover the expense. I have submitted in writing per SDAO's instructions a formal request to both banks requesting reimbursement. And I have also notified the vendor that my expectation is that they file a crime report and a loss report with the Postal Service on their end in Georgia.
Yeah, I've talked to Melissa about this and the whole thing. So the guy basically signed his name on the check and put it in his account. And obviously that's against the law because the check was to Passio and he went and put it in his own personal account. But we got to do all the legwork to get our money back. And the banks should be doing all this legwork, not the people who did nothing wrong. All we did is mail the check for our services, and they're making us do this and this and this and this and this. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if it helps. This exact situation just happened to me, and we have a payroll check that we mailed out. Same thing happened, and the bank took care of it all. We filed a claim, and they gave us our money back. And it took a couple weeks, but they gave us everything back. I mean, it wasn't for 19,000; it was for just under 2,000. But
it's the same. It's the principle, yeah.
But it was the Umpqua bank, or not in your case, but I mean, it was your bank.
yeah, my
that
bank
did it, right.
credited the money.
Yeah.
In this case, it was Rogue. They just credited the money right back.
Yeah.
Good. That's a positive thing.
Now, are the police involved?
So, well, I'm hoping that Passio in Georgia will file a crime report with the police on their end. It doesn't really I mean, if we file it here locally, I mean, it's in another state that it actually happened.
Is the perpetrator a employee of Passio? Or
For the U.S. Post Office.
I don't have any information about the actual fraudster.
It's hard to believe, but yeah, Melissa has talked to me about this. Yeah, we're doing what we can, but we need Passio and those guys at the other end to pony up and take responsibility. Yeah.
So have we reissued a check to Passio?
No.
No.
All right. Good. Good to know.
Good, yeah.
No. We'll pass the O off on that idea. Yeah. Any other questions in regards to that from Melissa? Those are excellent questions.
And what city in Georgia? You
We sent it to Atlanta, but it's a suburb where it was cached.
Yeah.
Question.
Melissa?
Mike?
Yeah, I just Passio is a vendor of provides what service?
They do our
Routing software?
yeah, the routing software. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions in regards to that from Melissa before she goes on in her general manager report?
Well done. I mean, that was
Thanks.
a lot of extra.
You did the right thing. We didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
but we're dealing with it anyway. Go ahead, Melissa.
Clay and I have been working on the Transit Center Mobility Hub. We're reviewing several sites. We've been in contact with ODOT several times to get clarification with respect to NEPA and all the paperwork that goes along with citing and doing the environmental due diligence. So that is underway, and we will be distributing a survey shortly for public input on what amenities should be available at our transit center and mobility hub. So please keep your eyes peeled for the survey that will be coming out soon.
Excellent.
In addition, last month we had monitoring the week of March 18th. And as you can see, we did have some Title VI recommendations. Other areas of recommendation included follow-up on staff training records and evaluations, including my evaluation. So it would be a really good idea if the board establish a evaluation subcommittee after my report. And then they also had some recommendations with respect to adding procurement language, adding some internal auditing language to our policies, and they also have some recommendations on enhancing our ADA service policies, which you will see hopefully next month. And also tracking of warranties was also brought up in the monitoring. Jennifer was there the whole week. Jennifer, is there anything you would like to add about the monitoring visit?
Overall, the monitoring went really well. The recommendations were very minor that they provided for it for the week. They were really impressed with Melissa and her staff and the things that they were doing. So, of all of the reviews that I've had recently, I think your all's review was one of the best. So that's a good thing.
So Simon, Jennifer Boardman is with ODOT down in the Grants Pass area, and she helps us with a lot of things, and she's wonderful. But yet we only see her by name only, by title only. Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Got ya.
I'll come
Lisa.
sometime. I did come for the review and I was there in person.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it, Jennifer. Do you have any more, Melissa, for your
No.
general manager report?
That concludes my report.
So you would like us to have a committee to do an evaluation on Melissa Metz? Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Do we have paperwork in the system that has a form that we can rate on and all that happiness?
I can get you one. I can get the
Okay.
committee one.
Okay, I'd like to get on that committee. Who else would like to help me?
I would like to.
I would,
Tara
I would as
also?
well.
The three
Yes.
amigos? Okay. Mike, Tara, and Doug VC would like to be on that committee. And we should probably do the pronto opportunity as soon as possible. So we'll get our people to get together. Since Clausen's retired and I'm busy and Tara is working, we will communicate with each other. Our people will get to your people. Okay, Melissa? Sound good? Excellent. Citizens' comments on non-agenda items. Do we have any citizens out there that would like to make a comment? Okay,
Doug,
if you notice,
if I could just
do we
make
have a hand?
this
Yes,
is
go ahead.
just Jennifer. I did get a comment from one of the writers, and I will send it to Melissa, and she can share it with the board. But they provided quite a bit of detail about different subjects, so I will send that on to you all. I just got it, saw it in my inbox this morning, so I will share that with you.
Thank you. We do have a hand up on a number. I don't know.
Peter.
Yeah,
Peter.
so.
Sorry,
thank you.
Peter. I just see numbers.
I know,
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out how, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Cool. So I wanted to thank you, you and Melissa for, we had quite a bit of discussion last year and into this year about that app where you're supposed to be able to, buy tickets and things. And I really appreciate the solution that was come upon, or we can call in and you do the same things that we could do on the app over the phone. It's made my life a whole lot easier. It's also made the driver's lives a little easier. So thank you for being flexible, and I hope it continues.
Thank you, Peter. We appreciate. We need questions so we can answer the questions, and hopefully the resolution is happy for all parties. So we don't. It's questions are good. Sometimes you might not get the answer you all want, but we try our best, and we have an excellent team down here. Melissa and her crew are outstanding. Okay, we got our budget meeting in a couple seconds. We got another one on May 12th, and then we got a joint one on May 12th. So I'd like to adjourn this meeting and give you a couple seconds before we do our budget committee. Meeting adjourned.
All right, have a lovely
job,
budget
Jen.
meeting.
Nice job.
Unless you want me there for any reason.
Jane,
We're
you're
good,
good.
Jane.
All right, see you later.
Thank
You're
you.
good, Jane. Yeah, you go ahead.
Give me one,
Simon, did you know I was on
give
this
me
committee?
1 second.
I did, yes.
Oh, you got time, Melissa. We're just doing a brief.
All right, we're doing a brief break.
Yeah, we can take a break. Yeah,
I'm gonna
Mike
grab a coffee.
Clausen.
Can I bring you a coffee?
I'm okay, thank you.
we think we've been on this committee 15 years, but we don't even know. We've
There's gotta
been
be a record somewhere.
many locations, many directors. I got on it because back in the Stone Age. Yeah. And that, because I wanted to represent Little Point on the transit,
Yeah.
but that was when it was a volunteer position.
Mhm.
And then we did that a bunch of years, and then it became a voted position. And now this is the 4th year on the voted position. And at the end of this term, I'm still on the board, but I can't be the chairman because I've been the chairman for 4 years.
Okay.
You only can be the chairperson for 4 years. You're still on the board
Mhm.
as long as you, and then you get a new person for the meeting. But we've got people on this board that have been around. Boston keeps threatening to leave. He keeps making. Hey, thanks. Bye. But what I like about our committee, we can disagree and still get the things done.
That's great.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Even because when you get a contrary opinion, we just want to know what they're thinking, so they can explain it to us, what they're thinking. Just like when that guy came on about, we had issues with, they only wanted to do the passes on that one thing. And now they took care of it by able to call in and do it on the air, and they, whatever it takes, whatever, yeah. I don't want to say this is the least political committee you can be on, but it's pretty close.
It is. It's
Yeah.
the ORA, when you're going through discussions, it's great.
And I always like to get a recommendation in a second, and then I talk about it. I don't talk about it before, just because the Robert Rules of Order.
Follow the rules.
We don't want to do all this 4 hours of discussion and then just vote it down. I want to go into the discussion and then we can vote it down.
Yeah.
But we don't need to talk about it. I always try to do it that way.
I appreciate it.
Melissa, did you see the message in the chat?
Yeah, I just, thank you for bringing it to my attention, and I just sent, Mike a direct text back. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Michael's good because he's legally blind. So he can tell us the perspective on a lot of stuff that we don't see.
The president, like the statewide association.
Yeah, and he's been a good example of testing out the system, the Passio and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Also, David.
And David, who's now gone, was really good too.
That's I was reading all of his stuff last night. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see it.
I'll give you mine too. I have one. I'm running out.
For the school, that's right.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So you went to meeting.
Well,
at school
okay.
last
I stay
year.
involved in all that.
I was too. Mercury, when they had the transportation, was that
Well, no, that was the state,
right?
that was the state joint committee of transportation,
Right.
which I tried to go to that. I didn't.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Are we about ready to,
We're so ready.
okay.
Okay. Like to call the Coos County Area Transportation District Budget Committee meeting to order at this time about 9:42. Could we do a roll call of members, please?
Doug Vesey,
Present?
Shira Nelson,
Present.
Tara Johnson,
Present.
Melissa Dovenspike,
Present.
Mike Clausen.
Here.
And then we have, Harper Thompson,
Here.
Shelley Mason Long.
Here.
And then for the community representatives, Lauren Morris.
Yep.
Mike Marchant,
Here.
Simon Alonso.
Here.
All right. We're golden.
Okay, as in procedure, first thing we have to do is elect a chairperson for this budget meeting. Do we have any nominations for a chairperson?
I'm gonna nominate Doug BC for chairperson.
We have a nomination. Do we have a second?
I second that.
Nominated second. Do you have any other persons that might want to be chairperson for this meeting? Okay. All those in favor of this chairperson, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose. And I'm abstaining because my twin brother's better. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, secretary. Do we have a motion for a secretary? Well, can you briefly tell him the duties of the secretary?
It's in title only.
That's what I knew.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Can we get a motion on the floor to
Nominate Harper.
We have a Harper nomination.
Second.
We have a second Harper nomination. Do we have any other candidates who are interested in competing against Harper for secretary? No lawn signs needed. All those in favor of Harper for secretary, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain. Okay. Melissa, do you want to give us a budget message, please?
Certainly. In accordance with Oregon law as set forth in chapter 29.4.305 to 29.4.565 of the Oregon Revised Statutes, the district has prepared and hereby presents its budget for 25-26 fiscal year. The district's proposed budget focuses on continued efforts to improve the quality of public transportation services across Coos County while continuing to keep riders and employees safe. The agency's proposed day-to-day operating budget for FY 2025 is $2.1 million. In addition, we plan to dedicate another 2.6 million in capital investments to site a transit center mobility hub, as well as replace an older transit vehicle as new stock becomes available. Priorities for the coming year include planning and siting a transit center mobility hub, increasing participation in Coquille Myrtle Point and Bandon microtransit service, characterized as tech-enabled shared on-demand transportation, implementing a community engagement strategy, including travel training videos, pocket schedules, website enhancements, and a new rider's guide. This year's budget was designated to support our vision of linking people, jobs, and communities conveniently, consistently, and safely. Fiscal year 2025-26 in review. The FY 25-26 budget includes total revenue of 4.6 million, up 58% from the 2.9 million projected revenue for public transportation in the current year. This is primarily due to several anticipated non-renewable capital grants to fund the siting of a transit center and mobility hub. The budget also includes total operating requirements of 2.1 million, which is up 5% compared to the annualized budget last year. Overall staffing is budgeted for 17.5 FTEs, with an 8% increase average per person compared to our projected year end for the current year at 18.5 FTEs. That accounts for increases in health stipend and wages. Significant efforts continue to ensure a competitive wage is presented so that we can attract, train, and retain CDL drivers with passenger endorsements for the safety of our passengers. The personnel services include wages, payroll taxes, paid leave, taxable health benefits, stipend, and 6% retirement benefits. Based on CPI West, staff recommends creating a 2% salary pool based on current 24-25 salaries to allocate across staff for inflation, merit, and equity. Materials and services in the proposed budget are expected to increase by 5% compared to last year's budget. Telecommunications includes ComputerWorks, IT support, and DFN services. Dispatch communications includes Verizon for tablets, Day Wireless for radios, Passio for the computer-aided dispatch, automatic vehicle locations, and the district is in the process of rolling from Verizon state contract to the AT&T state contract for better tablet connectivity with the buses. The general manager has taken a leadership role on hydrogen infrastructure and the siting of the transit center and mobility hub, which has resulted in an increase in FTE to just shy of 0.75 FTE year round. The capital project fund, the district leverages federal and state funding with local sources to maintain and expand our capital assets. The 25-26 budget provides for the following major projects totaling 2.6 million, 154 for one light duty cutaway bus and 2.5 million for one transit center and mobility hub. In summary, the 25-26 budget will provide the resources to level up transit services in Coos County consistent with our values of convenience, consistency, and safety. The 25-26 budget has a slight decrease in revenue miles and hours compared to the current fiscal year. With the district's travel training and public engagement efforts, the district is estimating a 2% increase in ridership. As you can see, for the planned revenue miles for year ending 6/30/2026 is 286,252 compared to year ending 6/30/2025. We're projecting at 296,577 of revenue miles. Revenue hours for 6/30/2026 is estimated at 17,500 compared to our projected year end at 6/30/2025 at 19,333 revenue hours. And the trips were planned at 73,800 in planned trips for the year ending 6/30/2026. And projected year end 6/30/2025 is 72,408. We would like to thank the Board of Directors, Budget Committee, and District staff for their commitment that they have made to the constituents of the county in continuing to improve services and being responsive to the regional needs as we move forward together on the cusp of a new era. In addition, I have provided salary ranges for our various position categories. Maintenance, 1 FTE. That should we have to train a new maintenance person, the training hourly rate is $16.05. And then the range after the training period is $16.55 to $19.19. Driver 1 non-CDL, estimated FTE 4. The training wage, $18.18. And then the range is $18.68 to $21.65. Driver 2 CDL, 9.5 FTE, training wage, $20.50. And the range, $21 to $24.34. Dispatch, ADA coordinator, 1 FTE, training wage 22, minimum hourly $22.50 to $25.50. Communications, travel trainer, 1 FTE, training wage $25, minimum hourly $25.50 to $28. And then a road supervisor, which is actually our operations manager. I missed the title change, sorry. But the range is $29.13 to $39.14 hourly. And then we have the line by line, which I'm not going to read to you, but we'll be happy to answer any questions that the Budget Committee might have for our budget line items. You know, the board and the advisory committee did quite a bit of work this fall and into the first part of winter in preparing our priorities of service and how many revenue hours and miles we were going to invest with the resources that we had. And that product was our STIF plan that we submitted to ODOT in January. And this is really the detail behind that plan that we submitted. Yes, Mike Marchant.
So I just had a question about the maintenance. Just seems a little low on the wage and yet a pretty important job. And is that, I don't know, fair market value? I mean, you get what you pay for, but you know, we start at $16.55 minimum an hour, and which is our lowest amount for all employees. Can you speak to that a bit about how we came to that amount?
Yeah, and keep in mind, we have Far West as our vendor for the maintenance, the oil change and all of those aspects. When we talk about maintenance and the staff on maintenance, they're doing grounds, they're doing the bus detailing and washing of the buses.
They're not repairing the vehicles. That would be the business. Mike, go ahead, Mike Marchant, you have a question?
Yeah, just Melissa, in the line items, if I read correctly, you're holding I think it's a contingency of, is it 100,000?
Yes.
Proposed?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I read that correctly. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, with David leaving, what did we find a replacement, or did we take adjust the position?
So the position is still posted
Okay,
and we are still recruiting for David's replacement.
Harper,
Do we
Thank
need to
you.
take, like, do we need to at least pretend to take public comment first before we like actually get into discussion, because that is first?
Hmm.
But then I do have a real question for Katie. But I just wanted to get that across off the list.
that's a good point.
I see that there's nobody in there, but I was just saying, you know, it's on the agenda.
We'll shoot back after you make your comment.
Well, I do have a question.
Good.
Okay, so I just was just wondering if I could get some clarification on the other section. It should be on line 55 under materials and services. It just kind of popped out to me because of the $63,888 increase in the category from 24 to 25 to a proposed over $98,000 in this budget. So like, I guess my questions kind of are just what's flowing through and going into this category, and is there really no category or set of them that nearly, you know, $64,000 can be categorized into? Or yeah, I'm just interested in hearing your thoughts and explanation on that.
Yep.
I'll let you.
Thank you. So that is going to be a lot of contractual work right now. What is going into that is like crow clay. We have another consultant working on our website. And so it's really those one-off type services that are not reoccurring.
Okay.
They're like contracts that are brief and they happen and then they go away and, okay.
Okay. Thank you. Because I was just
So
looking
they're
at that
hard to
thinking,
categorize because they're not on, it's not every fiscal year. We have A,
Yeah.
B, and C, right? They're just
Okay.
those one-off type projects.
that makes more sense. And I was just also, I mean, and it stuck out to me too, because I mean, in our adopted 24-25 budget, the other section, it was 34,222, and our proposed for our year end for that category is 51,029. So thank you so much. That helps a lot.
Yep.
Okay, let's go back a second. Are there any public comments in regards for the budget? Are there any public comments in regards to the budget? Final call for public comment. I appreciate your interest. Okay, who else is, Shira's got a question. Go ahead, Shira.
On my copy of line 33, under year-to-date actual 2028-25, I just got odd number there, 690,000 and then a couple of symbols or something.
I think they're eights. Well,
Are they eights? This one here, what is that?
690-868.
Is it 868? Okay.
Yeah.
That 868.
cut off weird.
Didn't print right for me. Okay.
Yeah, it was budget cuts.
868, yeah. It's cute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Budget committee.
Why is what's the change in the dispatch system? see
So we were on EcoLane, and so we're now rolling to Passio. And Passio offers a more transparent interface with our customers so that they can see where the buses are in real time on a map. And it's going to be more user friendly, and it will also offers that micro transit piece for Coquille, Myrtle Point, and Bandon, kind of like an Uber interface, so that customers can call on rides in real time and not go through dispatch on the phone.
Mike Marchand, good answer, good question, Simon. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. This is actually a comment. I was
Okay.
able to hit my unmute fast enough for our super fast chair. This is, I'm just really impressed with what we're able to accomplish. My time with CCAT goes back over 30 years. And without a local taxing district, without a local revenue source, the amount of miles that we're able to run, the replacement of fleet, days of service, increased professionalism of the workforce. Just the scale and scope is really, if you think back to those days in the mid-90s, it's unimaginable what you've been able to do today. So, I mean, I have that historical perspective, which is, I think, helps me really appreciate everything that CCAT's been able to provide to the community, again, without a local funding stream, without a local tax base.
Yeah, because Mike was he's probably gone through at least 4 or 5 CEOs in his time, right, Mike?
Perhaps. I was actually more struck in our previous meeting with Northwest Bus Sales, because I think we were using Northwest Bus Sales, Melissa, in like 94 to provide some of the first cutaway vans that CCAT had.
Yes. It's good that we have memories. That's always
Shira remembers
positive.
those. Yeah, Shira worked with me at when she was with Star, and on those early purchases.
Excellent. Any other questions about the budget for Melissa? Harper's got one.
I just have like another clarification for fuel and oil on line item 61. Is that 25,000 decrease just because our projected is so much more than was actually budgeted for the 24-25 budget?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's what it looked like. I just wanted to make sure. That was my question.
Good. Any other questions?
Really good budget, really excited for it. Really a big fan of the priorities on the memo. You know, I perk up every time I hear Transit Center Mobility Hub. So just good job,
Yeah.
Melissa, and everyone else who was a part of it. Thank you.
Yes, that mobility hub we've been talking about for a long, long time. But no, I think that the amount of work you guys have done to put into this budget is tremendous. You guys have done, you work with your departments, you take input from people, and then you prioritize. And Coos County gains because of that. And you guys do a really good job, and I appreciate it. So can I get a motion on the floor to approve the proposed budget for 2025-26 fiscal year?
I will move to approve the proposed budget for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year.
And I will second it.
We're gonna move in a second. Any more questions in regards to our budget? Questions? All those in favor to approve the proposed budget for 2025-26 fiscal period, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. We have a budget.
Yeah.
At this point, I call the meeting adjourned. Go out there and work hard. Finish.
Everyone have a great day. Take care.